Hi, everybody, and welcome to In One in Design. Today, we're going to get started by going over all our items. We have our brushes first, starting off with our background brush. Next, we have our square brush, then our round tip brush, and finally, our baby little detail brush. We are also using our primary colors, white, yellow, blue, red, and black, as well as our canvas horizontally. Okay, so we're going to get started first by picking up our detail brush. So for this detail brush, we're just going to pick up a little bit of yellow. And what we're trying to do is make a square or the same size that we're doing here, a rectangle. Okay, the same size that our canvas is. So we're going to make a little line in the middle, and we want to leave about 4 fingers of space all the way around. And we're going to go up and down. Then we're going to go to the side a little bit. We're going to do the same thing here. Go a little bit lower. And then we're going to match our colors or have our colors touch right on top. Next, with this brush, we're also going to get some of that yellow and we're going to go around. Here's one. We're making almost like a little sun. One. Let's make another one in the corner. Two. Maybe on this side too. Three. And there you go. From here, I want you guys to make lines around like a sun. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, as many as you want to do. So we go around. And we are going to do the same to all of these circles as well. So we're going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, and we're making just little sun lines all the way around. From here, we are going to switch over to our round tip brush. Our round tip brush is going to pick up some of this yellow. And I'm going to add just a tiny little hint of red. I don't want it to be orange, but I do want it to be a darker yellow. Kind of like this yellow that you see, almost like a mustard yellow. See that? That's what I'm looking for right there. A nice little mustard yellow, not so much orange. Okay. From there, we're going to pick up our round tip brush and we're going to start from the outside to press lightly. Make sure that if you have too much paint in your brush, you squeeze it out too. We don't want to overload our brush either. So we're going to press lightly and then we're going to squeeze and pull. So again, we're going to press lightly right in the middle and then you're going to squeeze and pull. What you can also do is use these two lines to make a line outwards. So 2 lines, put it right in the middle. 2 lines, put it right in the middle. 2 lines that connect right in the middle. And we can do that all the way around. Or you can do the press lightly and then hard. Once all of these are done, we're going to fill them in. If you run out of paint, you can make a little bit more. And we're going to do the same with the other one as well. one side, the other side, and connect it like that. And then we're just going to come in and paint it. I start at the end and then I squeeze. Notice how my brush gets chunkier when I squeeze. My brush opens up and it gives me bigger lines. These lines over here are starting to stand out though. I feel like I need a little bit more. There we go. And look at how cool that looks. We're also going to get a little bit of that orange. And we're just going to fill in the bottom. We're going to go from side to side. And we're going to start to just scrape that down. You can put a little bit on the sides as well and just scratch it. There we go. Next, with our square brush, we're going to come in and we are going to pick up a little bit of the white, a tiny drop of blue, and a tinier drop of yellow. And that should give us a really pretty turquoise color. See that? That color, we are going to paint the inside of this rectangle. And when you paint it, you want to paint on top of the yellow line. There you go. And again, side to side. There we go. You can also add a little bit more white to it if you want it lighter. Oh. And if you want it to be slightly purple, you can add a little bit of red to the corners. I like to put it right on the corner of my brush, tiny little red, just to create a shadow effect on the edges of this rectangle so that it can stand out a little bit. So again, just a little bit on the corner of your brush. and scrape it all along the bottom so that it can create an outline effect. And you can scrape it in just a little bit if you'd like. Scrape it in towards the center to get a little bit of that purple mixed in. Love that. And there you go. Next step, we're going to get this red right here, and we're going to add a little bit of black using our round tip brush. So we're going to add a little bit of black, and I'm also going to add a scoop of yellow. And that's going to start to give me almost like a very dark orange. Okay, so I'm going to add a little bit of black, red, and yellow. There you go. And we are going to come in and fill in the inside of our sunflower. So I'm going to make an outline around the rectangle, and then I'm just going to start to fill in that part of the sunflower. If you see that there's too much paint on there or it starts to puddle, you can pick up that paint and use it on the other sunflowers as well. So you can pick it up almost like a mop so that your brush can soak it up, and then you can spread it to your other flowers as well. Again, I like to outline first, and then I'll come in and fill that in. If you see that your paint is kind of see-through, that means that you added a little bit too much water to your paint. There's nothing wrong with that. It's just gonna take a little bit of more layers so that it can get thicker and dark the way that we're trying to get it here. So the way to fix that is to dry your brush, go on top of it so that it dries a little faster, and then mix a little bit more of that color with less water. And then you can use that to go over it. See, this one has a little bit less water. And now when I go over it, it's going to be a little bit darker. And there you go. You could also add a little bit of that orange around the sunflowers really fast. And notice I don't have a lot of color on my brush. but I'm picking up a little bit from the flower in the middle. And I'm also using that to just create a really fast, scratchy outline. It looks really pretty when it's scratchy. See, so I'm just kind of using that middle part to get my brush a little bit more paint. And there we go. Love it. You can also get some of this paint and put it around the inside as well to make even more of a shadow. And there we go. Next, we're going to wash off this round tip brush, and now we're going to mix the colors blue and yellow. So I'm going to scoop in a little bit of the yellow and the blue together to create a green. Be careful to not get white in there because white is going to turn it a little minty unless you like that color. And with this green, we're going to add some leaves below. We're doing one side, and then we're doing the other side. And we're painting that in. We're going to add another little leaf on the sides. And you can go ahead and add as many leaves as you want. It doesn't have to be exactly like mine. And the leaves don't have to be touching the flower if you don't want them to. You can have some leaves that are just kind of floating in the sky. Or you can have some leaves that are a little bit more attached. Like the ones you see here. If you want to add a little bit more yellow over the top and make them a little bit more colorful, you can always add yellow to one side. And that'll ensure that there's a highlighted side and then a dark side. We're also going to get our detail brush. And with our detail brush and that green, the green color that we're using, we are going to create little swirls in the back. Make it look like we have some of the vines kind of going around this rectangle. You can swirl it. You can add some yellow to that line too to make sure that it's extra bright. And the lines don't have to be straight. Look at that. You can also add a couple of leaves to the vines. That way they don't look so empty. And right in the middle here, we're going to get a little bit of this white. And we're going to write I, a big heart, love. And then finally, a Y, O, U. So we're doing I love you. If you want to get a little fancy, we can color the inside of the heart with a little bit of pink, which is red and white. And look at how pretty that looks. It's absolutely beautiful. I like to actually go around and add some shadows to my letters. So I'm going to add a shadow underneath and on the left. So again, on the left, O on the left, and U also on the left. If you're white faded, you can go over it with a little bit more. If your hand shakes, put your pinky somewhere dry to anchor your hand so that you can make straighter lines. And there we go. I'm also going to get a little bit of white and we're going to make a circle around our sunflower. There we go. And then using our round tip brush, we're going to add some highlights in the middle of these sunflowers. Using a little bit of the yellow and white, we're just going to come in and add a bunch of little dots right in the middle. So yellow and white. And I'm not tapping very hard. I'm just very lightly tapping. There we go. And there we go. The final detail we're going to be adding to this is going to be to use a little bit of this black. And what the black is going to do is it's going to really bring it all together because we're mostly going to be outlining. So let's start over here. I'm just going to go over my black with my detail brush on top of these sunflowers. And I'm being kind of rough with it. There we go. We're going to go around, just adding some more details to these sunflowers. Really quickly, it doesn't really have to look like much. Same thing with our leaves, creating a line, creating a line in the middle and on the sides, just giving it a little outline. Now, not all of them have to have an outline all the way around. But if you want to put it on some of them, that looks good. See here, I'm not really outlining all of it. I'm just outlining a little part. And that way you can more or less see that these are part of the leaves, all part of the same sunflower family. It's just popping out a little bit more, but everything is connected. And here we go, just some quick little lines. And there we go. And on the opposite side, I'm just going to give it a quick little scratch of black as well. Once you're done, all you're really going to need to do is to come down to the bottom and put your signature. If you want to write any other message down here, if you want to give this as a gift, this would be a perfect gift for somebody. But there you go. Hopefully you guys like this as much as I did. And I look forward to painting with you guys in the future. Bye.